Big deal.
I don't know what that
Performing
is.
Arts Center meet and greet.
No idea.
Is that good or bad?
What?
We don't know.
Prince Wednesday.
Yes.
Miss
on now.
Katarina.
Is that a scouting district?
Daniel Tiger took the place of Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Now here, look like, oh, the light came on in the room.
Right.
Yes. All right, go ahead, anybody.
Was the
Break this
game
one
plan
down for us,
to?
Coach.
Was the game plan to?
Shh.
Go ahead.
Back.
Go ahead.
I'm just glad you're awake.
Was the game
I'm
plan
glad to
to trap off their ball screen? How do you limit
Yeah,
high
no,
scoop?
we came into the game with a plan, and I was really pleased. He played 5 games in 10 days, 3 top 25 teams, and then another team that played in the NCAA tournament this past year. So you had to prepare for every single one, and I wasn't concerned about the physical fatigue because they're 18 to 22-year-olds. I mean, nobody wants to practice anyway. So you're just playing games, a little walkthrough game. So it was perfect. But the mental side of it, I was concerned with. Our Michigan game showed that in the first half because we could not follow a scout. And then tonight we came into a game, and our goal was to double Sabrina off all ball screens. And then we were just going to zone the area and get under or go over, depending on how far out the ball screen was on the rest of them. And I thought we did a fantastic job. Our players did a remarkable job of executing. Defensively, I don't know when the last time Oregon's been held to 61 points. It's a team that loves to put up points, and we just did a remarkable job of taking them out of everything that they wanted to do.
How big was Jones during that? Jasmine Jones.
Jazz was big there. She played really well in the third quarter. Came up with some baskets when they were really trying to face guard Asia, and that's what she can do. I mean, we have a talented basketball club. We've got some players that are going from being role players to now they're being starters. But then we have some players that are coming off the bench and doing some really nice things too. I thought Sydney Sembrata in 9 minutes gave us a big lift in the first half. I took Asia out with 8 to go in the second quarter. We're up 10, and we go into half up 16, and it should have been 20 if we don't screw up a fast break layup. And that's what you have to have. I thought Kylie Shook came in and gave us 10 good minutes. And that's really what I talked to them all about there after the presentation was you've got to be ready when your number's called. Bianca came out tonight. She only played 2 minutes, but she got beat by 24 driving right. And we absolutely said she cannot go right. You cannot let her go right. It's 3 dribbles, layup. Well, that's your 2 minutes. Come on, sit with me. Kylie didn't play much the other night, but then Bianca had a phenomenal game. So now it's like if we can get everybody to dial in and play well the same night, we have a chance to do some special things.
What happened when Dana got banged up a little there in the third quarter?
I went out to check on her. She said she sprained her ankle, and I immediately said what I say every day in practice. You have 2 of them. If you get hit in the nose, we will stop practice. Okay, absolutely. You get poked in the eye, you got 2, babe. Let's go. And they all know that. They laugh. They get a good a chuckle out of it. But it's one of those things. Even if you go down in practice, we normally say, okay, other end, because they're not going to stop the game for 10 minutes so everybody can check on us. And I've looked at our players, and I don't think anybody's pre-med. So when they all go out there to try to give their diagnosis of what's happening, I'm like, hey, just go to the sideline. Our trainer and doctor will take care of this. But the one thing I do like is we have a great group of young women, and they care about each other. Our locker room's the best it's been in probably 5-6 years. They actually care about each other. They're upset. Some of them are upset they're not playing more, which they should be. If they're not upset, I'm really concerned. But they're happy for their teammates that are succeeding. And we just have to continue to fight and get better. And then when your opportunity comes, you're able to perform.
Rich, I think you're alluding to it kind of right there, but this is a similar point in the season as maybe last year where you lost 2 ranked games and you really had to challenge the girls from a mentality perspective. So what do you see as the big differences between that point of last season and this point?
Well, I just see our locker room's better, so the chemistry's better. So when teams make runs, instead of pointing fingers, they're all challenging each other. We need to stop. They know who the hot person is, which is not always done, not just in college basketball, but pro basketball, anywhere. You know, when somebody's hot, get them the ball. And I thought we did a great job of that in the third quarter with Jazz. You know, I think she scored 4 or 6 straight for us, which was big. And that's really, I think, the difference for us is you've got players that want to win, don't care who scores as long as we score.
Were you planning on sitting Asia for as long as you did in the second quarter? Or?
Well, I took her out. You know, we're up 10. She's got 2 fouls. The last thing I want to do is pick up a third. And my goal was to see if I could go 2 or 3 minutes. Well, when we started extending the lead, there was no sense to put her back in the game. I never claimed to be smart, but I'm not stupid. You know, it's like, why put her back in the lead? We actually had some momentum going. And then it gave her 8 minutes of rest. Because I didn't take her out. I don't believe the entire second half.
I know, a lot of focus has been on what Zambrata can bring on the offensive side, but she had a couple of big plays on the defensive side in Dur's absence. How much confidence does that give you in her seeing that out on the court?
You know, it's with Sid, and I love her to death because she's really starting to get more personality. I tell her all this time, when Sid makes a defensive stop, it's because the girl makes a move and then tries to make the counter move, but Sid's never reacted to the first move. So when she makes the second move, she's standing right there. It's perfect. And I give her grief, but she's working on it. She's working extra with strength and conditioning, with Tina Murray on her foot speed, just trying to get some quickness things, and it's paying off for her. She came up with a few loose balls today. Same thing in our Michigan game. You know, she's doing exactly what I've asked her to do. The hard thing for a lot of players is they come in and want to be all-around players. I want to be the point guard. I want to be the scorer. And I'm like, sometimes do what you do really well and stick with it. You know, and Sid can score the basketball. And that's where she's a huge lift for us. I mean, the first thing I do, I put her out there, she gets wide open 3, and all of a sudden she wants to become Kyrie Irving and shot fake and try to make some dribble move. I'm like, Sid, you know, I told her when she came back, if you do it again, I'm sitting you out. And then she pulls and shoots a 3 the next time. That's what she really does well, and that's what helps our team. But she's really engaged in practice. She wants to get better, and she was a big spark for us tonight.
Jeff, is this team better without Asia on the court than past team, or without Angel, without Shoney? If so, how does that change things for Asia?
I think we're deeper. If that, you know, like with Shoney, with Angel, you know, I don't necessarily think we had the depth at times. And then what we're able to do with Asia is take her off the ball, on the ball some, and move her around. And her teammates do a remarkable job of setting screens for and finding her in space. But for Asia, it's kind of and I told her tonight, I mean, it is the best thing that could ever happen to you, is Jazz hit and pull up jumpers. You've got Maisha now getting back to where she makes her 15-foot, you know, face-up shot. Sid making threes, because then it's going to take pressure off. Because you can't go and double somebody when you got others who can step up and score.
How close is your team playing it to its potential?
Well, I think we've got a long way to go for that. At least I hope we do. You know, we don't make the best decisions offensively at times. You know, we'll really work on time and score. Asia hit the 1-3 out of a set play, I think, to put us up 14 or 15, and then we get a stop, and the next time down the floor, she's about falling over and throws up a 3 and airballs it, which then turns into a 3-point play on their end. Well, now it's back to an 11-point game. And that's where I'm like, Asia, you can't score within the offense. If you have a layup, take it. But an off-balance 3 is not good, and that's part of our learning. It's just like up at Ohio State. You know, we get the rebound up 1 with 8 seconds left, and we're running down to score. Not a real good idea. So we have a lot of those situations that we have great film on because we played really good teams that we can learn from, and those are the areas that we need to improve on.
You get to this stretch undefeated, especially with the competition you play. How much confidence can y'all take going forward?
Well, I think it's a huge step for us. I mean, it's a big week. If you had told me, you know, a month ago that we'd come through this 5-0, I'd have told you probably wrong. 4-1, I would have jumped up and down. But 5-0, I think, shows the character of these young women that I'm working with. You know, we can play two ways. You know, when we're up at Ohio State, it's 95-90. And then it's a grinded out 74-61 against an Oregon team that puts the ball in the basket and can score. You know, we held Michigan to 6 points in the second half with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They end up scoring 12 total in the second half. I mean, that's pretty darn good. And there are some teams you're going to play where you might do that, but they just miss shots. You know, we had 4 30-second shot clock violations in the second half of that game. So you're getting down and guarding well when that takes place.
Coach, you got plenty of days off. Well, with Thanksgiving break, what are you looking forward to for Friday?
Well, we've got Monday and Tuesday. The players are off. I'm heading out tomorrow morning on a 7:00 flight to the West Coast to go recruit, and then down to Dallas on Tuesday. And then I get back here Wednesday about 10:30, and then we've got practice Wednesday and practice Thursday, play Friday, and then I'm back out recruiting on Saturday and Sunday. So not much time off for us. Now,
Right.
The players are going to enjoy
I mean,
it.
what are you going to address with the team just looking ahead to Friday?
We'll sit there and work on us. We have not had a chance to really work on us. We've been focusing on scout reports on how we're going to defend people. Well, we spent some time, you know, working on offensively and defensively, how we can get better, but now we have an opportunity to really go back and break things down, clean things up, get a quicker tempo at the offensive end, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
You going to do a Thanksgiving dinner? Go ahead.
Our rebounding was you know, we got out rebounded tonight, but I thought we competed. I thought we really fought. I'm not sure I've been a part of a game where we have not had 1 second chance point. So it just, now we did shoot it well. So you shoot 53%, there aren't going to be a bunch of them.
Can you talk about Sam Fearing's development on defense? I mean, she's taken several charges this season, and she seems to have matured quite a bit.
Sam is her maturity level is what has changed her entire game. She was this talented her freshman sophomore year, but you know when they had that scuffle at the end of the quarter, the timeout, like I normally would have had to sit Sam for like 3 minutes because she would have been just emotionally all fired up, like you know that was wrong, she shouldn't. And now she's able to move on to the next play. And that is the difference with Sam. And I've told her that over and over. You know, she's growing up maturity-wise, doesn't let one thing affect her. And then she's able to get back on the defensive end if she does something wrong on offense and come up with a charge, a rebound. And then vice versa. I mean, she had some big shots for us too there. You know, and that's what we have to continue to get from Sam.
Thank you all.
I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Enjoy.